Welcome back to another Movie Monday, my dudes. So, today I am talking about, for Movie Monday, Megan. Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but this is one of the newer horror movies to come out, and I was very intrigued because I love the whole idea of robots, and I think they're terrifying, and I do think they're scary. So, Megan is all about this robot girl that this woman engineer ends up making. What happens is this young girl who's like her second sister-in-law, I don't know what you call it. Anyways, this poor girl's parents end up dying in a car accident, and she's the sister. She takes the little one in. And in a way, inconvenient. She seems to be very career-oriented, but also convenient because she's making this doll for kids, technically. And it's supposed to be emotionally intelligent, and it learns as it goes, etc. So it's almost like this little girl ends up using this doll as a big emotional crutch to get over her parents passing away. Little do we know, this doll is a lot smarter than we think and starts understanding a lot of things and starts questioning. Anyways, like Westworld vibes, you know what I mean? Yeah, anyways. This movie was pretty damn good. For something newer to come out, I did enjoy it. It did not feel like a horror movie, though. To me, this wasn't terrifying. It wasn't playing off the whole creepy doll in a room being, quiet. It's more playing off the fact that artificial intelligence is getting scarily more intelligent than we are and asking probably all the wrong questions. The questions we don't want them asking. So, I think they definitely had an interesting take on it. I kind of wish, I won't lie, to me, Megan was it's probably a 6 on 10. It was a 6 on 10 for something newer. And I have to say, I wish they would have maybe gone the route of being a bit more like Ex Machina. Imagine, $1 million idea, guys. Imagine there was this, place where they're keeping all these kids and just testing all these robots on these kids, and then it's about some huge revolt. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like it could have been a lot darker about the whole thing. Instead, it felt a bit like Toys R Us gone wrong. Does that make sense? It was still entertaining. It was still really good, but it didn't have as sinister as a vibe, I think, as I would have liked it to. Because Ex Machina is fantastic. Let's be real. It's a really good movie. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my take on Megan. I would love to know what you guys thought about it. And let's hit up your horror movie recommendations, guys. So this week, I'm covering 3 fancy films thanks to you guys. Let me pull up those names. So, starting with Body Bags, recommended by Ezrumas from Imgur. Thank you so much. So, Body Bags is actually a John Carpenter / Tobe Hooper. I never know to say Tobe Hooper. I always said Tobe Hooper. That's how I've always said it. If I'm saying it wrong, guys, let me know in the comment. Anyways, so Body Bags is a fantastic little movie that's basically 3 little horror movies in one, which I love. I'm a huge fan of these little short kind of, Black Mirror style or freaking Tales from the Dark Side. I don't know if you guys grew up watching that or... Anyways. So, Body Bags is really interesting how, you have, this mortician dude who's going through, all these charts of, the dead bodies. And then kind of, goes to one that we get his story or her story or whatever it is. So, you have 3 stories involved. The first one, which is pretty classic, it's this girl on her first night working at a gas station, and this creepy guy kind of starts coming around and ends up being a psycho killer. And it's that whole, they're really good at building the suspense in this movie. I find that first one, the gas station, you really feel for her. And it's first day on the job, and it's you gotta deal with this crazy maniac. Anyways, so that was really cool. Also, the kill is super wicked in it. Second story, I'm so happy. I'm sitting there and I'm oh, it's freaking Joe Spinell. No, it's not. It's freaking, what's his name? Stacy Keach. It's his doppelganger. Anyway, Stacy Keach was the one in that highway movie I covered. I forget the name. But he also looks just like Joe Spinell. Anyways, so happy to have seen this because He's so good. He just plays like this classic dude. He's really charismatic and he wants hair. He's balding and he wants more hair. So he's like, I want that Guido Long kind of look. Anyways, of course, he goes to get this like hair transplant and it goes like super wrong. It's kind of, you know, like these are all kind of like Twilight Zone-y, but like they're fun. They're all good. And the effects are really wicked. The last one, you have like this ex-baseball player. I forget the name of this famous dude too. I'm awful. The actor, the main dude. Anyways, but he ends up getting one of his eyes pops out. And of course they're like, well, we could give you back an eye, but it's an experimental surgery right now. And it's like, oh no, don't do it. So of course he does it. And of course it just doesn't end up being okay. So it's totally worth, like Body Bags is streaming free on Tubi right now. So it's totally worth giving it a watch, especially if you haven't seen it yet. And you're just looking for some like lighthearted fun. Like I find like it has the same vibe as like Creepshow. It's not like terrifying horror, but it's like classic horror. And it's, if I don't know, I enjoy that sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to invest myself in a story that's like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Sometimes I just want a little like, there you go. There you go. There's a story. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Body Bags. Thank you, my dude. Next up, I am covering Spookies. Recommended by Bloody Effing Collector, my dude from Instagram. I can't even... Okay, this is streaming right now on... it was on Shudder. That's where I found it. So Spookies is like one of these whack movies that if you have kids and you're trying to get them into horror movies, watch it first, obviously, before you let them watch it. But I'm pretty sure this is more than okay to let them watch. It is bananas. This movie is over the top. Like, it starts off right away and you're just like, what's even happening? There's like a kid in the woods and he's trying to get away and he meets some stranger and the stranger's just trying to get away, but he's like, yo, kid, be careful. And the kid's like, I'm gonna be careful, I swear. And they end up finding this mansion. And of course, this mansion's spooky. And it's all about this spooky mansion, like, and people, like, coming in, and, like, they have to survive because there's all kinds of monsters. It's, like, a mansion full of monsters. Like, there's so many different kinds of monsters. There's even, like, a spider monster at one point. There's, like, mummy vibes. This movie's just beyond, okay? In the sense that it's almost as if they're like, wait a second, we're missing a monster. Let's add something else. All kinds of creatures. And I think... that's probably why I really enjoyed it, is because there was so much creativity behind it. Again, this is super cheese. This is not a serious horror movie. This is like, I mean, I guess they tried to be a bit serious, but like, it's bonkers. It's one of these, like, again, lighthearted kind of watches, but worth seeing, because it is a classic, and this is my first time ever seeing it. I've heard about it, but yeah, you gotta see it. Let me know what you guys think of Spookies. And last up, so Humanoids from the Deep. That was thanks to Damien Karras, 1973, from Reddit. My dude. So Damien Karras has a really good taste in movies, and he's always posting on Reddit solid reviews and stuff. So it's worth checking him out for his posts. And let me tell you, Humanoids from the Deep, it kind of goes in line with, you know, Slithis and these other movies that I've been talking about recently, where it's like sea monsters but part people. And this movie is kind of bananas. Like, right away you get thrown into this like beginning of like a bunch of fishermen, and they're like, oh man, like, you know, and they got like their kid on the boat, and like they're like yelling at the kid like, kid, we got something big, you gotta freaking do this. And like the kid messes up, and then they're like, oh my god, freaking out because there's this like something in the water, and of course the kid gets pulled in and like offed right away. I was just like, this is kind of like one of those Pet Cemetery moments where you really weren't expecting it, but they just did it, and I was like, all right, I'm interested. Where's this gonna go? And then this movie basically takes you on this like, I found it hard to pay attention to. I won't lie. It's like, it's got that level of cheese in it, but you hit the ending, guys, and it's so good. It's basically pandemonium of freaking sea monsters everywhere, and they're pretty cool looking, and they're all like taking over this like circus kind of pier thing going on. And yeah, I think that was probably like the best part. It was like them like going ham on everyone. I was like, yes, I needed that. And you can tell they put effort into it. Whereas a lot of movies, what will happen is you'll have, you know, the main actors, or say like those star shots, the main zombies, and then everybody else is kind of like copy paste, like, let's do like a shitty quick makeup and they'll be in the back. So this movie, everybody seemed to have this wicked humanoid costume on, and it, like, everything looked really good. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I gotta say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for another awesome week. Do not stop throwing me freaking recommendations to watch. You know me. And I am back at the grind for sculpting. So the more the merrier, because it's so fun to watch movies while you're squishing stuff. I mean, it's true. It's true. It goes hand in hand. Guys, if you're subscribed, thank you so much. And if you're not, get on it. Be a part of the spooky fam. And don't be shy to ever recommend anything. Because this is how we grow. This is how we learn about new movies, right? This is the best part. Anyways, you guys have a wicked week. And I will see you soon.